Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Yalek. It is Friday. That means Imitation Game, or as I like to say on my mini account, Free Resource Friday. I just got my gunboat upgrading down there, which was awesome. I've gone through stage 1 through 4 on that account. One shot each time, which means I'm going to have a chance at getting stage 5 for the first time on that account, which is a 35-ish, I want to say. So that's been fun. On this account, I was thinking, I've been playing around with Bullitt Hooka, so I was thinking we would try to play around with some Bullitt Hooka today. Because why not? I've been saving up my NPC bases for future videos, because I know you all want to see that, right? This is going to be massive overkill, but whatever. So I've been getting my supply chest in the morning, other ways, and basically been doing it with player bases, which is fine, whatever. I mean, the whole point with the NPC bases is just to get into practice. So player bases, and this morning didn't even have, it's been a rare morning recently, but not a single warrior rush to be found on my map. It was all Bullitt Hooka style bases, shields and so on. And so I had put a whole bunch of time into, that first hit, into learning this skill. So it was really satisfying that I went out and just knocked down three player bases right off the bat. I do not know why, for the life of me, I do not know why this has been tricky. Some of it is, I mean, I know the basic theory. I think, like the triangle smoke at the HQ and all that. I think maybe the problem was maybe the different movement speeds of the troop types. I don't see why that would be such a huge deal, because we already have to put up with that with heroes and Zookas. I mean, any hero that you use with Zooka, the heroes all have a moderate movement speed. Oh great, we're going to stay nice and wide here too. Awesome. So, I mean, we've already had experience with, say, brick. So we're going to go about there, do that, we're going to go, but I guess maybe it's a little different with the actual troops themselves. Maybe it was the timing of that last, that last smoke timer where I let it get to about 3/4. You have to have your heavies out front, so you flare the HQ a little late and they will walk forwards to get into range to attack. I don't know. Whatever it is. Anyway, I seem to have a pretty decent handle on it. The one thing you do tend to have to figure out is what's going to be behind you, because that can be a real issue. Like if you're going to, so for example, on this HQ, there's going to be really nothing. I'm going to be standing about here, and there's really not going to be much behind me. This will be taunted. This will all be taunted. If there were, say rockets somewhere back behind you in out of range of the taunt, then you have to figure out how to account for them. You have to account for shocks, because Bullitt has to be able to get his taunt off. Actually, one of my attacks was fairly close this morning, and it was because, not like super close, but close enough. But the reason being that Bullitt was being attacked by a blaster. And sometimes, with the blasters, you get a break. You get a break, and then you can get the taunt off, but sometimes you can't so well. And he was just locked down by the blaster. So, shock launchers, always account for shock launchers. Blasters, good idea to have a plan for them too. Throw some critters out or something. Right there. And then the taunt going. And then about 3/4 on that last smoke timer. Well, actually, you want the front smoke timer is the one you want to be watching there, because that's the one where the heavies will be standing, and they're going to march out towards the HQ. So they should appear slightly before your Zookas. So you really want to be watching that smoke timer, because that's the one that will end up being relevant. So about 3/4 on that smoke timer, we throw the flare to the HQ. There's one more trick with this that I have to work on. Somebody in my task force has been sharing videos of corner bases, and he has this little trick where he smokes himself into the corner. Coffee break. He smokes himself into the corner and then flares past the HQ. Like, say this is the HQ here. He'll be smoked. You need a little bit more separation, but he'll be smoked up into this area, and he'll flare somewhere out here so that the heavies start to walk, and the heavies walk faster than the Zookas, so they will move a little further than the Zookas, and he'll let them go maybe this distance and then flare to the HQ, so the heavies will end up out here, Bullitt will be somewhere out here, Bullitt will be drawing fire from a large area at the base, the heavies will be taking like rocket fire and stuff like that, and meanwhile the Zookas should still be about there and doing damage to the HQ, which is the whole point of this strategy. Now, so we get this head on. Don't really have to worry. I'm probably just going to shock that laser, just to be on the safe side, because we hate lasers. So I just got Captain Everspark on my mini account, Boom Raider, and I have been having an awfully fun time with her. I mean, she just opens up new attack possibilities that weren't there for me before. So I went and took down a bunch of player bases that would have been very difficult without her. But with her, that Critter Swarm, her passive ability, both her passive and her active abilities are just amazing. We're going to try something like this. Get the heavies dropped a little bit behind. This is gonna be wonky. Get an extra smoke out there just in case. Let's see, we're gonna go about here. Awesome. That triangle smoke. Get them up a little closer. Get the taunt going. Get the HQ flared and get this laser shocked, because lasers suck. So lots of, I mean, like, I ran through my supply chest on that account this morning, and it was awesome, because with the critters I now have to worry far less about one-hitter type defenses, cannons and boom cannons, you know, taking out my heavies. So yeah, ran through supply chest in the first 3 stages of T with almost no losses, and then got to stage 4 and saw that laser. It's like, but it ended up working out. I knew I would be able to get it in 2 hits, but ended up being able to get it in just 1, so now I have the 4 attempts at stage 5, and that is good. Now, let's see. So this is not going to be taunted, but that's what we have the heavies for. That'll be taunted. So we're going to need, unfortunately, we're going to be right in this area, so we're probably going to end up shocking some of the heavies. But we're going to have to get a shock in there. And as far as this stuff behind us, these 2 should end up taunted. This one might not, and we might just throw some critters out back there. I think that's a plan. I am on my phone again for processing power on these videos. It takes a while to, I'm sorry that like the editing quality, I don't have music going in here, and I usually don't cut out the ending where I'm turn off the camera and stuff like that. But that all adds, like every single thing you do. As it is adding my intro into the video and then merging videos, I'm gonna use 3 smokes here. I know that's like against the Bible for some people, but I'm going to do it, and the reason is that there is a blaster in range, and that blaster and bullet are a very, very bad combination. They seem to love to pick out bullet. Alright. There was a mine in there that we missed, but not too big a deal. So we're going to chuck some critters behind. We're going to flare the HQ. Oh, get forwards. And we didn't get off the shock, so that should go interestingly. Not a problem. Down she goes. Yeah, I mean, the videos are just, it takes like 45 minutes to add my intro segment to the video, and it would take another 45 minutes if I wanted to snip out that last 2 seconds. And if I wanted to add music, I'd have to run it through something else, and then that would take time, and then I have to upload it. So, like, I realize that these are not professional quality, but, I mean, what do you expect? Listen to the sound of my voice. This is not professional quality. This is not the CBS Evening News. I mean, if I had more powerful equipment, maybe. So this is going to be fun. First of all, we do have rockets back here to account for. Tell you what, maybe, here's what we'll do. So we're going to have to account for, we're going to have to throw a shock in here because of these shocks, which should end up just in range of bullet. I'm going to try that trick I was just describing. I'm going to have to shock that grappler because if it grabs bullet, I'm in trouble. So we're going to have to clear a little space to stand. We'll smoke back to the corner. Probably a smoke like so. So then bullet will end up exposed here. I'm going to have to clear some mines at the beach. Did not check. Should have the beach free. What are we at? Stage 6 already? We're going to create just a little bit more room back here. And we'll give this a whirl. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. That was bad. And are we going to... I think we'll just flare to here for right now. And trying to judge the range of rocket launcher, which I did not check, because that was smart. Now, how are we going to walk here? Are we going to walk up both sides? We are. Sometimes you can get them to walk just along the outside, which is cool. We are peeking a bit. And then we said 1, 2, 3. Oops, that one is going to be an issue. Oh boy. Well, here we go. Hopefully this pulls them out enough. Looks like we're doing it. That was not ideal, and we lost way too many girls. Those smokes were... the one smoke didn't land over here. I needed to go 1, 2, 3, and I hit out of bounds, and so that will mess with things. Luckily, with these bases, that would have cost me on a player base. On a player base with a shield, for example, I would be dead. But as these bases never have shields, we are okay. This guy, now his mines are much more difficult, and his rockets are well out of range. We're going to have to shock there. I'm thinking we BART this out. In so doing, though, we also need to clear some of these mines. We can let the heavies and Bullitt tank some of them, but others, so probably a barrage. Maybe we'll just pop that off with an artillery. That's gotta go. That should go. This should get interesting. Hey, if we fail, though, we'll have the mines clear for next time. Yeah, tell you what, this is going to leave me awfully short on GBE. And I have to smoke the beach. So here's what we're going to do with that. Don't love it. Don't love it. So maybe we just take this attack to clear the mines. Nah, we'll give it a go. Probably a bad idea. But hey, as I said, one way or another, we're clearing mines, so. And the heavies are up front doing their job there. Yeah, there is no way with this amount of GBE. No way. Yeah, one of those didn't even land. Alright, we're dying. Well, we have a spot cleared. And we are at least getting some more stuff cleared out up top. Do a little damage to the HQ, and the mines are gone. So that would be looking on the positive side here. On the negative side, we're being turned to fried chicken up top. That corner-based strategy is one that a lot of people have used recently, trying to stretch out your GBE. So in particular, there are a few layouts for warrior rushes. And layouts for stuff like this. You do have to be careful. Those are way too far over. That's a problem. Not like a huge problem, but yeah, the whole idea of the corner base strategy is to spread your GBE thin. Let that, because it does take extra energy just to get there. So you do have to be careful about how you arrange your base in that case. Try to get them all in bounds this time. There we go. That's a lot better. It will get the taunt off. Now, so we're going to go something like this, then like this, and like that. And that should do it, I would think. That's my wife. She's going to work. Really? Now, what ended up happening with the Zookas there? This is going to be tight. Tighter than I wanted. I'll have to watch the replay and check that out. Well, it will go down. Boom. With 2 heavies left on the field. Alright, let's go to the replay. As soon as the base stops. Because it's not so important that it worked or it didn't work, but we want to know why, one way or the other. So, to the instant replay, Jim. View battle, we can skip the walking. That part isn't particularly necessary. So, skip ahead. This was all fine. I was a little too far over to the right. And about here, we'll slow down. Alright, now, had the taunt going off. Okay. Rocket fire. They were still too bunched up. And so the rocket fire back here, that did it. Splash damage. So even though, you know, we got a heavy and bullet just a little bit out front, the splash damage from the rockets was just way too much for the Zookas. So that explains that. Anyway, that is the gist of that trick. That is obviously not the best execution of that trick, but we'll work on it. Anyway, straight up heavy Zooka seems to be coming to me a little bit more, which I enjoy, because then, you know, you get to do fun things, like this. He has a shield, this fella. He's got some ice coming back there. His mines are suboptimal. He's gone for protecting the middle with his mines, but he completely left the outside. So I was just looking up this row here and thinking to myself, wow, what a nice little highway for me. I don't need half-time one. Triple smokes up top. A few of the girls peeled off that way, but not too big a concern. In this case, we really just have to worry about the shock over there. And just start melting through the shield. And this is good, because this sort of a base would have given me trouble in the past. So, it's nice to be able to go out there and get my supply chest in the morning and not have to worry. Alright, well, that is Heavy Zooka, that is Imitation Game. I'm Yalek. I'm gonna finish my coffee. Drop a like if you found any of this entertaining or funny. There's at least one moment that you should have found funny. I won't say which one that was. I gotta go to work. Have a good day, guys.